Hello, and welcome back to Peanuts. My name's Mr. Austin, and today is lesson number 4 from the Healthy Schools, Healthy Communities curriculum from the Michigan Fitness Foundation. Today's lesson, one of my favorites, is all about snacks. So healthy snacks, or smart snacking as it says next to my head. So I love snacks. You probably love snacks. I eat snacks pretty much every day. You probably eat snacks pretty much every day. So this is a good lesson. This is a fun one to talk about. So that's what we're learning about today, is all about snacks, different healthy snacks. We're going to talk about sometimes snacks is what we call them at Peanuts. So you're going to learn about all that stuff. Before we start though, we are going to quickly go over the healthy homework from last time. Lesson number 3 was all about physical activity or physical education, learning how to move your body and making sure you're moving your body every day. And when we talked last time, we came up with a physical activity plan to make sure you're getting enough minutes of physical activity every day. Because how many minutes of physical activity should you be getting every day? Think in your head. Talked about it last time. I said it a couple times. It is 60 minutes a day. You should be getting 60 minutes a day of physical activity, and that's throughout the whole day. It doesn't all have to be at once. It can be, but throughout the day, spread out at least 60 minutes. And it can be all kinds of different things. When I say physical activity, a lot of people think about sports, and sports definitely count. So football, soccer, basketball, gymnastics, dancing, all that stuff, all those sports, all that stuff counts as physical activity. But then it's just everyday stuff that you do too. So if you go for a walk, ride your bike, walk your dog, play with your brothers and sisters, that's physical activity. If you have chores, if you're vacuuming, if you're cleaning up your room, that's physical activity. So all that stuff that's moving your body, where you're not just sitting down, not moving your muscles, not getting any exercise in, anything where you're up and moving your body, physical activity. So for your physical activity plan, I wanted you to talk to somebody about it and see if they were able to help you be successful with it, to help you get those 60 minutes. So a box is going to pop up, and I want you to type in that box if whoever you talked to about it helped you be successful. So if they helped you, if you did a good job, you got those 60 minutes in, I want you to type that in the box. If they gave you a good idea about how to get those 60 minutes in, maybe they took you to a park, maybe someone went outside, played catch with you, shot the basketball with you, maybe they took you on a bike ride, any of that. I want you to type that in that box so I can see it. So that was last time. That was the homework for last time. Today, though, like I said, we're talking all about healthy snacks. I'm going to make this big so you can see it. So here's peanut again. Today's all about the nut part of peanuts. So that second part, the nut part of peanuts, stands for nutrition. So nutrition we talked about a little bit, or we talked about a lot, I should say, in lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 about my plate was all about nutrition. So I want you to think what nutrition means. So we talked about that too. So another box is going to pop up, and I want you to type in, what does nutrition mean? What does the word nutrition mean? And I'm going to flip the slide. So nutrition, real quick before we talk about this next slide, is all about eating healthy foods. That's the easiest way to put it. So eating different healthy foods throughout the day. Eating some of the foods from my plate. There's 5 different food groups. And eating those foods from the my plate so we can grow strong, so we can grow healthy, so we feel good, don't get sick, all that stuff. You're all growing. You're all going to get bigger. You're all going to get taller. Your muscles are growing. Your bones are growing. You need all those different foods from the food groups in order to grow. So today, though, is about the snacks. And before we talk about the healthy snacks, we're going to talk about things like cookies. We're going to talk about things like candy. We're going to talk about donuts, like that one in the picture right there. Pop or soda, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all that stuff. All those snacks are good. I like that stuff too. But we call them sometimes foods or sometimes snacks, like you can see next to me right there, because they have a ton of sugar in them. All those foods, and you probably already knew this, but all that stuff, even though it does taste good, it has a ton of sugar in it. And sugar is not part of our 5 food groups, right? You never heard me talk about sugar when we talked about the 5 food groups on my plate. Because it doesn't help you grow, doesn't help you be strong. It gets you very hyper. If you have a lot of sugar, you've probably had like a sugar rush, you get super hyper, you're going crazy, you got a lot of energy, and then you crash back down, you get super tired. You want to take a nap, you want to go to bed, you get grumpy, You might not be able to focus. That's a big one. If you have to do schoolwork or if you have to do homework, it's hard to focus when you have a lot of sugar because it's not giving you any of the nutrients, any of the vitamins that you need in order to focus. So though these food taste good, we call them sometimes food because you should only eat them sometimes. It's okay to have a donut sometimes in the morning, maybe for breakfast. It's okay to have a cookie at lunchtime. But if that's all you're ever eating, if you're having 2 donuts a day at breakfast and then 2 bags of cookies at lunch, and then you're throwing away all your vegetables off your plate at dinner, and you're having a big bowl of ice cream instead, that's not going to help you grow. That's going to have you tired all the time. It's going to not help you sleep. You're going to be grumpy, so you need to eat those healthy foods and only have some of those sugary snacks sometimes. So next slide, I'm going to make this one big and hide my face for a minute. We're going to talk about different snacks that are in each food group. So snacks can be healthy if they come from the My Plate food groups. And those snacks are okay to eat throughout the day. If you're eating snacks that are off My Plate, so some of the ones I'm going to talk to you about right now, it is perfectly okay to eat those throughout the day. Those don't have to be sometimes snacks that you should only be eating once in a while. So we are going to talk about different snacks from each food group that are pretty healthy or pretty good for you to eat. So we're going to start real quick, the 5 food groups. I'm going to read them off. We got fruits, we have vegetables, we have grains, we have protein, and we have dairy. So let's do a couple examples of healthy snacks from each group. So dairy, let's start with dairy first. That blue one right there. Things that you can have that are healthy snacks from dairy. You can have cheese. You can have yogurt. I know a lot of people that like having yogurt for a snack. You can have milk. So those are some of the healthy ones from the dairy. Sometimes when we teach peanut at school, some people say ice cream. Ice cream does have some nutrients because it is made out of milk. It is a dairy product, but it also has lots of sugar and lots of fat. So not the healthiest snack, but if you stick with cheese, yogurt, and milk, those are usually pretty good ones. All right, let's move to the protein. Protein foods that you can have for a snack are things like nuts, any kind of nuts. Those are a super easy snack because you can just put those in a bag and bring them wherever. You can have peanut butter. Peanut butter is one of my favorites. Peanut butter, you can put it on crackers. You can put it on different fruits or different vegetables. You can have a peanut butter sandwich. And all kinds of things you can do with peanut butter. So that's a good one. Other things in protein, hard-boiled eggs. You can have different kinds of meats, like lunch meats. Like if you make a turkey sandwich or if you make a chicken sandwich or a bologna sandwich, all those kind of things too. All right, fruits and vegetables is an easy one because you can have any kind of fruit and vegetable, and that's a healthy snack. So any kind of fruits and vegetables, it doesn't matter what it is, all fruits and vegetables are a healthy snack. For the most part, you can pretty much eat as many fruits and vegetables as you want, and you can't really go wrong. So any fruit or vegetable that you like, that you enjoy eating, can always be a good snack. And then the last food group is grains right there. And some of the best grain foods, first of all, are things that are whole grain. So if you've heard the word whole grain before, that is, to put it easy, that is foods that have all the healthy stuff still in. Sometimes you have different grain foods where they take out all the healthy parts of the grains, which makes up those foods, and then they're not as good for you. But whole grain is the best. And whole grain things that you can have that are healthy snacks are things like bagels, things like crackers, things like bread or different kinds of bread, things like muffins, things like waffles, pancakes, tortillas, so all that stuff, and that stuff that you can mix or put with other stuff, right? So on there I said crackers. You can put some cheese and crackers on top of each other. Good snack, and you're getting 2 food groups. You can have bread we usually use to make sandwiches, so you can put different vegetables, different protein, some cheese for your dairy, and you can make a whole snack with all those food groups. So a lot of these you can combine too to make all kinds of different healthy snacks. All right, let's put that back down. Next slide. Let me make this big just so you can see it real quick. So for this next part, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you pictures of different healthy snacks one at a time. And on the screen, numbers are going to pop up. So I want you to select or click the number 1 if you've ever tried that snack. So if you've ever tried it, so the picture that pops up, if you've tried it, click 1. The second thing that I want you to click, I want you to click the number 2 if you like that snack. So first one, just if you've tried it, because maybe you've tried it and you didn't like it. So if you've tried it, click the number 1. If you tried it and you liked it, I want you to click the number 2 as well. So let's see what we got here. First one are some nuts. So I want you to click number 1 if you tried it. I want you to click number 2 if you've liked it, or if you like this snack. I've both tried these and I like them. I like nuts. I have nuts for snack all the time. Those are a good one. And like I said, those are super simple. All right, next one is crackers. So click number 1 if you've tried crackers before. Number 2 if you've tried them and if you like them. Same as the first one. I've tried these. I like these. I have crackers all the time too, and I put all kinds of different stuff on them. I have crackers with peanut butter. Super easy one. I'll put cheese on crackers. I will put hummus. If you've ever had hummus before, I like hummus and crackers. All kinds of stuff you can have with crackers, and that's a super easy snack to eat too. All right, next one, we have an apple with some peanut butter on it. Let me make that big so you can see it, because I thought at first that was a bagel, but that is an apple slice with some peanut butter on top. So click on number 1 if you've tried it. Number 2 if you like it. I have both tried it and like it. You can see a common theme here. I like my snacks. This is a good one too. I love this. I have this all the time too. You just cut up an apple, and then you put some peanut butter on it. Good one. And it's got some protein, and it's got your fruit. So it's got 2 food groups on there. So this is a good one too. All right, next one is some muffins. Let me make that big so you can see. Those are some muffins. It's looking, because there's some apples on there, that those are some apple muffins. So click on number 1 if you've tried a muffin before, any kind of muffin. It doesn't have to be an apple muffin. Let's just say any kind of muffin. And then click number 2 if you like muffins, or if you like different kinds of muffins. I've tried and I've liked muffins before. I don't have muffins all that often, but I like muffins. I like blueberry muffins. I like apple muffins. I think I've had apple cinnamon muffins, so that's a good one too. Those are super easy. That's a super easy breakfast too. A lot of people have muffins for breakfast, so it's super easy to eat, super easy to carry. You just take that little piece of foil off when you cook it in the oven, and then you're good to go. So that's another good one. Next one of my favorites again. I love these snacks we're seeing so far. These are pretzels, obviously. So click number 1 if you've tried them. Number 2 if you've tried them and you like them. Love pretzels. Eat them all the time. I put those in different stuff too. I'll dip pretzels inside of hummus. I'll dip pretzels inside of peanut butter sometimes. Pretzels are a good one. Next one. Ooh, so something that's liquid. This is our first liquid snack. This looks like a smoothie, and this one in particular is a strawberry smoothie, you can see. So click number 1 if you like this, or if you've tried it, sorry. Click number 1 if you've tried this. Click number 2 if you like this. And let's say any kind of smoothie, because maybe you don't like strawberry. So click number 1 if you've had a smoothie before. Number 2 if you like it. I've tried it. I've liked it. I like all kinds of smoothies. I make fruit smoothies all the time with a bunch of fruit. Put some milk in there. Put some spinach in there. I mix some spinach for a vegetable. That way I'm eating some more vegetables. And then I mix a couple other things in. Put it in the blender, and I'm good to go. I also like having a banana one with some peanut butter, a little bit of chocolate in there. That's a good one too. So smoothies are a good one. Those are pretty easy to make too. Just put it all in there, blend it up, and then you're good to go. All right, last snack is, let me make it big in case you can't see, that is some yogurt. So that's got some yogurt on there, and they put some good stuff on top. They put a little bit of granola on top, and then some more strawberries. So they put that on top. So one more time, click number 1 if you've ever had yogurt before. Click number 2 if you've had it and you like it. I've had yogurt. I like yogurt. I'll mix it in with some different stuff. I'll put yogurt in my smoothies too, or I'll just have some yogurt with some granola sprinkled on top too. So those are just a couple examples of some healthy snacks that you can try. There's a million different ones that you can eat. So even though we just gave a couple, I'm sure you can name a bunch of healthy ones. So I have 2 questions for you too that I want you to type in the answer to, just because I kind of want to hear what your answers are. We're going to do our Fitbit in a minute where we're going to move around. But quickly, I got 2 questions about snacks I want you to type in, because I'm kind of interested to read your answers. First one, I want you to type in, what's the weirdest snack you ever had? So what's a weird snack that you probably had before that you can think of? You're like, oh, I don't know if I would eat that again. I'm trying to think. I haven't had too many weird snacks. Some people like dried spinach, or not dried spinach, dried seaweed. I've had dried seaweed before. That was a weird snack. It wasn't my favorite, but I tried it, and that was probably a weird one for me. I can't think of too many weird things that I've eaten before for a snack. But that was a weird one, was a dried seaweed. So type in there in the chat what weird snack was that you tried. And then my second question, which kind of goes along with that, was, what did I say? Oh, have you ever liked a snack that you thought you wouldn't like? So has there ever been something where you're like, I'm good, I don't want to try that, I don't want to try it, I don't want to try it, and then you finally try it, take a bite, like, you know what? That was pretty good. I have a good one for this. I had Greek yogurt. If you've never had Greek yogurt before, some people really don't like it. It has a different flavor to it than just plain dairy yogurt. But if you've never had Greek yogurt, I suggest you at least try it. Or if you mix it with different stuff. I like Greek yogurt mixed in with different things. But Greek yogurt I did not think I was going to like. I didn't like the way it smelled. I didn't like the way it looked sometimes. But then I took a bite. Pretty good. So Greek yogurt is another good one. So I want you to type in if there's ever been a snack that you've tried where you were nervous. Like, I don't know if I'd like that. But then you tried it and you're like, you know what? That's actually pretty good. All right, let's play our game. The Fitbit for today is Let's Move. And I'm going to tell you, or I'm sorry, the Fitbit for today is Balance It. Fitbit, we're just going to move around, but the Fitbit for today is Balance It. Let me tell you the rules right now so that way we can play. So we call this Fitbit Balance It because when we talk about stuff at Peanut, we talk about balancing different things. I talk to you about eating healthy foods. I talk to you about getting enough sleep. I talk to you about washing your hands. I talk to you about getting 60 minutes of physical activity every day. So it's balancing all those things that I want you to do in the whole day, right? That's kind of a lot. But it's something we have to do. We have to practice balancing, making sure we get enough sleep, making sure we get enough exercise, making sure we're eating the right food. So you could say that's balancing different things. So today, to kind of show that and to kind of make it kind of fun, we're going to do different balancing moves. I'm going to do different things. And this is going to be kind of tricky because I can't move my camera, but I'm going to tell you different things. We're going to do a couple standing up, and I'm going to tell you a couple that I want you to try and do, which I won't be able to show you, but I'll describe them to you, and then I want you to try them at home. So let's do a couple standing up first. Let me get my camera ready so you can see me. All right, first one I want you to do, we're going to do an easy one, is I want you to stand tall like a tree. So stand straight up. Make sure your shoulders are back. Sometimes when people stand, they're slunched over, so I want you to stand straight up. And then I got to move so I don't touch the ceiling, but I want you to put your arms straight up. Try and touch the sky, so reach as high as you can. You can even go up on your tippy toes, but I want you to stand straight up. Reach your hands all the way up. Come back down. All right, let me move this so you can see me better. There we go. All right, next one I want you to do. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. So that one was easy. We were just standing straight. Now I want you to stand on one foot. I know you can't see my foot, but I have one foot up. So I want you to balance on one foot. If you need to put your arms out, you can. But we're balancing again a little bit trickier this time. Balance on one foot. We're going to hold it for a couple seconds. All right, switch feet. And I want you to balance on the other foot. You can see I switched my legs. Put your arms out if you need to help you kind of balance. Balance on one foot. Not too tricky, but a little bit easier than standing on 2 feet. All right, third one. All right, this is a little bit harder. We're going to balance on one foot, but instead of just picking your foot straight up, I want you to stick it out one way. So I want you to kind of stick it out sideways and see if you can balance like that. Stick your arms out if you need to. But balance on one foot while sticking your foot out to the side rather than putting it straight. All right, switch legs. That one's harder, so that one I did a little bit quicker. Put this leg out. See if you can balance on one leg. Stick it out. Couple more seconds. All right, the next couple, I'm not gonna be able to show you because I can't move my camera. It would mess up the video. I would have to start over, but I'm gonna tell you which ones to do. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look at my little thing right here, but I want you to try these. Before you start, make sure there's no one around because for these ones, you're gonna have to go on your knees for these next couple. So make sure you're not gonna bump anything. You're not gonna hit your head when you try these ones. But I want you to try these and see if you can do it. I've done these before. Some of them are easy. Some of them are kind of tricky. So the next one I want you to do is I want you to go down on the floor and try and balance on one knee and one hand. So if you have 2 feet or 2 hands on the ground and your 2 knees on the ground, I want you to pick one hand up and pick one knee up and just try and balance on one hand and balance on one knee. So see if you can do that one. I'm going to give you a second to do it. So try and balance on one hand and one knee. One hand and one knee. All right. Go back to just sitting on your knees. Let's see what the next one is. Now this one is kind of tricky. I want you to balance on 2 knees. So don't use your hands. Just balance on your knees, but don't let your feet touch the floor either. So I want you to try and pick your feet up, pick your hands up, and just balance on your knees. This one's kind of hard. This one you might be rocking back and forth a little bit without your feet on the ground. So pick your feet up and try and just balance on your knees. So see if you can do that one. I remember when I've done this, that's a tricky one for me because it's just your 2 kneecaps you're trying to balance on. Couple more seconds. All right, come back, catch your breath, put your feet down for a minute, take a little break. Next one. This is the hardest one. I don't know if you'll be able to do this one. This one I want you to balance on 1 knee. So no hands touching the ground, no feet touching the ground, and I want you to try and pick 1 knee off the ground so that all you're balancing on is the top of 1 knee. If this one hurts too much, or if you really can't do it, you're going to fall over too much, you can just stop and you can just wait for the next one. But try and see if you can balance on just 1 knee and see if you can get that one. Hardest one. I could not do this one for very long. So even if you can hold it for a couple of seconds, that's pretty good. All right, so let's do 2 more. So the next one, I want you to balance on 1 hand and 2 feet. So you're not on your knees anymore. I want you to kind of go so that it's kind of like Twister. I want you to put 2 feet on the ground and 1 hand and keep 1 hand off the floor. So that one's a little bit easier than the other ones, but try it anyway. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. So 2 feet on the floor, 1 hand. Just have 1 hand up. Try that for a couple seconds. Okay, and then the last one, to wrap it all up, I want you to try and balance on 1 hand and 1 foot. So take 1 hand up off the floor, just like the first one, and then take 1 foot up off the floor and try and do it with 1 hand, 1 foot, and see if you can do that one. Couple more seconds. All right, you can come, sit back down, catch your breath. We'll take a couple deep breaths together just because you're probably more tired than me. I didn't try those ones. Take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth, just to kind of settle in. So that was Balance It. I like that one. That's a fun flip. And it's kind of think in your head about all the different stuff we have to balance through the day, right? So all those different things I'm telling you. And it's kind of tricky, but if you can do a good job balancing eating healthy foods, balancing getting 60 minutes of exercise every day, balance getting enough sleep, which is just as important, all that stuff will help you be healthy. It'll help you feel good. All that good stuff that I want you to learn. All right. Almost done today for the snack is all about tomatoes. You can kind of see them right there, but we're talking about tomatoes today. So tomatoes are a healthy, juicy vegetable that is high in vitamin C and vitamin A. There is a variety of different types and sizes of different tomatoes. You can get Roma tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, Better Boy tomatoes. So there's all kinds of different shapes, sizes. You've probably had some of those before. You can eat tomatoes fresh. So you can put fresh tomatoes on a salad all by themselves. Some tomatoes taste great. You can put them in salsa. You can also have canned tomatoes. A lot of us use canned tomatoes when we make different recipes. And you can have juice tomatoes. So in that picture on there, I'm going to move this so I can kind of point at it. So you can see me, that picture all the way. Let me see if I can point at it right here. That one right there, you can see it's tomato juice that's on there. So tomato juice is pretty good too if you want to try that. So let me make this big again. So you can use it, and this you probably know, you use tomatoes to make sauces for pasta and pizza. So if you like pizza, if you like pasta, you've probably had some tomato sauce on it before. So we've all probably eaten tomatoes before. So next time you see them, I want you to try them. Try different kinds, try different sizes. That was something else. I'll use that as one of the snacks I was nervous to try. I was always nervous to eat just tomatoes all by themselves, but I've had tomatoes just dipped in different little things or with some different oils and stuff sprinkled on top of them. So good. Even plain like cherry tomatoes, there's the little ones that they call cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes all by themselves or dipped in a little bit of ranch or a little bit of hummus. Very good. So next time you see them, try them. Make sure you wash your hands before you eat your snacks. But I want you to try tomatoes next time as one of the healthy snacks because that's the one we talked about today. All right, let me make this big for our question. Our last little thing that we're doing today is talking about snacks. So for your homework, what I want you to do is I want you to think about a healthy snack you could ask someone at home to buy for you. So think about the snacks. Maybe it's one that I said, or maybe it's one you know is healthy and you don't have. I want you to type it in the box too. So a box is going to pop up. I want you to type in a healthy snack that you could get from the store. So think maybe it's a different fruit. Maybe it's a vegetable. Maybe it's something you have all the time, but you haven't had it in a while, or it's something you used to have at school that maybe you don't have at home. So type it in, and maybe you can have it at the store next time, or you can figure out a way to get it. And then the next thing I want you to do, my last question for you, is I want you to click right here. Another question is going to pop up, and the question is, how often should you have sugary snacks? So how often should you be eating things like cookies, things like donuts, things like brownies, things like candy, drinking pop? How often should you be having those things? We talked about that right at the beginning of this lesson. So think about that. How much? And I want you to click the answer. I'm not going to say it because I want you to click it because you should know that one by now. All right, last thing is healthy homework. Healthy homework is easy this time. I want you to look for a healthy snack at home, and I want you to think about what food group it's in. So look around at home and see if you can find a snack that's healthy. Like I said, it can be one that we talked about, or it can be something completely different. But look and think, make sure it's actually healthy. So think, is this healthy? And then I want you to think what food group it's in. So is it a grain? Is it a dairy food? Is it a protein, vegetable, fruit? So think about what food group it's in. And then when I see you next time in the next video, I'll probably have you type it in. So make sure you just remember in your head what snack you found and then what food group it's in. And that is all I have for today. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.